or some stupid crap like that. So just kind of keep that in mind, guys, as we do this. So we were waiting for the okay, cool, and we're gonna get right into the game. So we saw Viper dominate last game, like just absolutely dominate last game, and you know, Anti-Mage was helpful here kind of at the end, but I feel that Viper really was the one to shine in that game.
Yeah, this is very true, and it kind of verifies the Viper bans that we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
He's just such a strong carry. He does so much damage with that poison, and
Yeah.
auto attacks hitting for 150 to 200, attacking so fast with that butterfly, as well as the evasion making him hard to hit. He's a great hero to have on your team.
Yeah, it was funny. I kind of glanced and I was like, Viper doesn't have any carry items, and all of a sudden I see Viper bought butterfly. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Exactly.
There's the carry item, and wow, instantly we see Tidehunter, and now the Anti-Mage gets banned from
both picked last
team
game.
from Team Get Off My Lawn. They're like, you know what, we don't want to deal with Anti-Mage anymore, so. But
well,
yeah,
we did see a lot of weird picks, or sorry, bans last game. So it looks like
we did. I mean,
back.
another Invoker ban, man. I really want to see someone play Invoker, but I think people just don't want to deal with him. So.
Yeah, that is true. He's just a pain.
That is okay. It happens. And let's see. There's really, kind of having semi-knowledge of what happened last game. Shiny, did you see Team Get Off My Lawn have continue to have good teamwork, even though they were kind of, getting beat down slowly by slowly? I mean, their teamwork was really good. They just kept getting caught out of position a lot.
Yeah, they worked together while they went into the team fights. However, their initiations into the team fights were never that strong because they just did not have the sight on the map. They didn't know where the other team were. They were getting counter-warded constantly. They lost the Roche very early, and that kind of threw them off. So there was just a lot of things that kind of, their minds, I'm sure, were very shuffled on what they should be doing. And
yeah.
When they're that confused, and with AM pushing top and the rest of the team pushing bot, and you have to kind of divvy up your team, and it's very hard to do. So Dire taking good advantage of that split push strat.
Mm-hmm. And we do see Get Off My Lawn take Chen up as their first pick. So they will be banning Anti-Mage, Broodmother, and Windrunner. The Radiant will be banning Tidehunter, Invoker, and Nature's Prophet, a.k.a. Furion, and their first pick is Shadow Shaman.
Two very strong picks. So far, all Tier 1 heroes on the board, except, I guess, Tidehunter.
Mm-hmm. Just the amount of pushing power that Tide has is pretty good. And, the Team Get Off My Lawn had him, but he just didn't have good positioning to really ravage very well.
Yep.
And we are seeing the Radiant pick up Sand King, so another good, just really, really good initiator from the QuestionMark team there.
Yep, and that's half support, so very strong overall. They're picking up Rasta and Sand King to kind of play around with, do whatever they need to. Depending on what the Dire picks here, they do have a lot of open field here. They do have 2 more bans as well.
Yes. It'll be interesting to see if maybe they go for the Viper and or they ban it, because the Radiant still do have 1 more pick before the next banning phase. So if Team QuestionMark really wanted to, they could pick up Viper again, and Viper was really, really strong last game. And Get Off My Lawn is definitely kind of taking their time, using that bonus time to say, okay, what do we want? How are we going to do this? What hero do we want to give them before the next ban phase?
Yep.
It'll be interesting. It really will.
To see
really
what they follow up with here.
Because, Venomancer, okay, good pick on there.
Veno is always a good pick. I mean, regardless of who you're up against, the Suicide ult is very powerful. Does so much damage to anybody, really.
My favorite hero out of the entire game is Mirana. Wonderful pick by the Dire. I applaud them. Love that hero. And we're going to see if the Radiant, how they're going to counter these 2 very, very powerful heroes the Dire picked.
Yeah, Potem was a great pick.
Yes, and it is interesting to see Mirana in play, because she's so good at everything. She can just do everything so well. And Ancient Apparition for the Radiant, I'm not sure I agree with this pick. He's got a good alt and some good slows, but he's very very squishy, and you really kind of need him to be in the really really good positioning for him to really be effective.
I feel like it's a bit of a redundant pick since they already got Shadow Shaman, but
yeah,
it would appear as though they're trying to match the pushing power of Venno and Chen, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't quite know what their strategy is behind that. Again, I do feel it is a bit redundant.
Yeah, me personally, I have actually never played Ancient Apparition because I don't know why. He just doesn't seem like a hero that would fit my play style.
Well, he's a very strong global hero, as in wherever he is on the map, because he usually stays to farm up a 4-staff or whatever.
Yeah.
He can get that ult off and essentially either, push the lane, save a lane from being pushed, or do that extra damage in that fight. We
Very
see
good
Leshrac
bans here,
ban
yes.
from Radiance, and then Pudge from the Dire here that do not want to see another Pudge.
Well, the Leshrac is such a good ban from Team QuestionMark because Team G.O.M.L already has a lot of pushing power already, and Leshrac would just make that so ridiculous.
Yeah,
and we are seeing the Beastmaster and Pudge ban as well from the Dire. Very very good bans because last game Beastmaster definitely tore up their team very very well. And Beastmaster's aura is just such a strong team presence in any stage of the game, really.
Well, especially with a Viper with a butterfly.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk a little bit about is while we're waiting for more picks and stuff is how do you feel that Dota 2 is doing so far with converting all the Dota 1 stuff to Dota 2? Do you like a lot of the new models and stuff? Because there's definitely a few where I'm like, really, that looks silly.
We do see the Night Stalker ban from Radiance. I actually, I think that what they're doing with the strategy for Valve is probably that they're really trying to keep to the core assets or values of the character. They're really trying to keep to the story and create a good lore behind it.
Yes.
And at the same time, they do want to do something new. They can't copyright Blizzard's models, so
unfortunately,
they're trying to be new and awesome. And I do like a lot of the models. While some I disagree with, I think that's inevitable because I love Dota. And if you love Dota, you're not going to agree with everything they do when they're remaking the game. But yeah, I like the direction that they're going in with the art. I think that they keep doing, or I hope that they keep doing what they're doing. We do see Lifestealer picked up by the Dire, so they will have that as a hard carry.
Yeah, Nyax being picked is such a I'm really liking G.O.M.'s team picks here. They have such a strong team right now. They have Venomancer, Mirana, and Nyax for their. I mean that is essentially 3 carries. Venomancer is more of a heavy support carry, and he's usually really really squishy and dies a lot. But that's a lot of carries so far, and it'll be interesting to see if G.O.M will maybe pick up maybe a Doom or maybe even an Earthshaker or a Tiny for the last hero because they don't really have a tanky quote-unquote hero to really kind of deal with a lot of the crowd control that the QuestionMark team has.
Well, that's very true. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Tiny, as you said, maybe an ES to kind of interrupt maybe the Sand King channel or maybe the Rasta Shackle, who knows. Plus, that would be very strong initiation if they picked up maybe Tiny. He could blink in, Nyax could pop out. Oh, we will see Darkseer from the Radiance now. I guess both teams,
counter.
Both teams kind of ignored this hero up until this point. Not even we noticed that he hadn't been banned.
Yeah.
Kind of strange to see him pick so late.
And a Pugna.
Pugna picked from the Dire.
As their last pick. This is going to be a really interesting game. Oh, jeez.
Well, honestly...
we have a Shadow Fiend. Oh, man.
I'm not sure I agree with that pick after the Pugna. Shadow Fiend will have to be casting a lot of spells to do his damage, and Pugna, if he gets that ward early, he will be able to counter both the Darkseer vacuums, both the Sand King Burrow Strikes, the Rasta Ether Shocks, the Darkseer... Oh, sorry, I already said Darkseer. AA slows will all be hit by that ward if he levels it up.
But again, we're seeing a lot of unconventional heroes picked, but both teams have just made it work so effectively. And I'm really enjoying the just kind of differentness of the heroes being picked. You know, Darkseer was such a perfect counter to Nyax. Like that was just such a smart pick. And then they're like, you know what? We're gonna go with Pugna and just completely shut down all your spells. And then I'm gonna agree with you. I'm not really sure what the Shadow Fiend pick was for. Maybe just as of a kind of another group initiation.
He's a great carry.
Spell. Yeah,
honestly,
he's a great carry.
He will early game have to cast those spells. We'll have to see what Pugna decides to level up first.
Yes,
Besides
sir.
That Nether Blast.
For the Radiant in Team QuestionMark, Darkseer is going to be played by Samo, and we have Slee playing Shadow Shaman, and then we also have Sand King being played by Smith or Smithy, if you like. Rainbow Warrior is going to be playing Ancient Apparition, and the Almighty Shadow Fiend from Hell is going to be played by Bip.
And we will see a pause for a bathroom break. Come on, guys. Go to the
Well, hey, you want to know what?
before the
Nature's
game.
call happens.
Nature's call.
And I've actually seen Toby do this a couple of times where he's like, you know what? I'll be right back. And he like just runs. And the chat's like, you know, making fun of him like Nature's Caller.
That is so funny.
Like that. So
that is so funny.
But you know what? I'm a firm believer in Nature's Call because it just it helps you feel better after you have answered the call. It just does. So.
Well, over on the Dire here, we will
yes.
see Selman playing Marana, or Potom if you know her from Dota 1. We will see Tony playing Venomancer. Pugna will be played by Doo. Chen played by Lippincott. And Nyax will be played by Golf Wang. Again, I love that name, Golf Wang.
Golf Wang. He's trolling us.
He's trolling everybody.
You know, and Pugna does not have any skills yet. I think he's playing smart and seeing which one he's going to be laying. But he is going to get Nether Blast as his first skill. So he might be... I'm not sure what he's going to do since he's not going to get his ward first.
Well, we may see him... It'll either be the Crepifier ward. We will have to see which one he decides to go for. The ward, I believe, in this situation against Shadow Fiend would be more powerful, but it does depend on his positioning, so...
And they might try and gank Shadow Shaman here if the rune... Shadow Shaman gets so lucky and gets an Invis rune. It's such luck from Shadow Shaman there. But we are going to see Mirana possibly going maybe a dual lane or possibly just a suicide lane versus this tri-lane here. But she just has such good creep deniability that she'll be able to hold her own pretty well, I think, if she plays her cards right. Sand King's going to have to be careful because, as we've seen as a couple games in the past, he gets focused on, and he won't be able to really do a lot of his barrel strikes if he doesn't play his cards right.
Harass here mid.
AA
doing
here
quite
comes
a bit
Shadow.
of damage to Potom.
There's
the
nice
barrel
stun
strike,
there.
as well as the stun from AA, and the leap out from Selman is going to secure his life.
Good leap there. Yeah, Marana definitely not wanting to do that again. That was not a smart move there by Marana. And in mid, we are seeing Pugna versus Shadow Shaman. So Pugna did get that ward there, and that's going to really put a damper on Shadow Shaman's farm and just his laning capability in general. Marana trying to get some denies there, but Ancient Apparition is going to say no way. And we are seeing a dual lane from Venomancer and Nyax. Nyax probably going to be getting most of the farm. Venomancer going to be in charge of a lot of the pulls and just the support there. He is going to be facing off against the Darkseer, which... That's actually a pretty good thing there for Darkseer. Darkseer has a lot of good counter to Nyax. Darkseer is one of the few heroes that can really kind of stand up to Nyax in a 1 versus 1 fight because he has so many utilities. You know, the vacuum, the wall, and also his surge ability is just so helpful. We see Marana here down in the bottom trying to deny that creep, but Shadow Fiend gets it before she does.
Oh, I do want to note, if
yes.
you look at... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, man.
It looked like Chen had missed his creep, but he did get the right one.
Yeah.
That would be the color system in Dota 2, making it a bit confusing there. Oh, we do see an engagement top. Darkseer goes on to Nyax. He throws on that Ion Shell, attempting to get first blood. However, Nyax just walks away right at that. There's a surge.
Oh
but he
no, he's
does
like, you know, there's
decide.
too many creeps.
Yeah,
Too many creeps.
takes
And you
quite a bit
know,
of damage.
like I said before, he's such a good counter to Nyx because of that shell. The shell just does constant damage,
Yeah,
and he's
it
able to
outlasts
as
rage.
well do auto attack damage as well. And we are seeing not ancient, wow. As I completely fuggle up my words there, my apologies. Shadow Shaman might be getting caught in position here with, we are seeing a smoke gank here from Chen here in the middle, and Shadow Shaman is going to have to be careful, but he does poke out just in time, saying, you know, something's not right, there is
Well,
some
Sand
missing
King
going
and
on.
AA are down here smoked up, waiting for Pugna to
Shadow
push up
Fiend
too
in
far.
bottom, trying to get that kill. Nice leap by Mirana, avoiding Shadow Fiend's super, whatever the hell that's, Shadow Rays. I never remember what that's called, because you don't see him played a lot. But Shadow Rays is one of those abilities that is really hard to level and really hard to hit, because you have to know how many pixel counts and unit counts are from your hero to the actual hero. So Shadow Fiend players, I really applaud, because they do such a good job in learning how to really use Shadow Rays effectively.
Yeah, I would agree.
I remember trying to play him once in Dota 1 and just completely screwing everybody over. I was so bad. It was not a fun picture.
Darkseer
Mirana,
getting caught a little out of
not,
position top, but he is able to get away before the gale goes off.
and you know, Mirana doesn't have her arrow, which I would really disagree with this. I would rather see her get her arrow instead of her Starstorm. She's not going to be able to do a lot of farm with 3 heroes at the bottom and just kind of constantly harassing her. It would be better for her to level Leap and Arrow before anything, just to give her more escapability and more ganking power if she needed to gank Shadow Shaman. And we are seeing a possible gank here at top here on Darkseer. Darkseer is going to go down if he is not careful. He really wants that Nyx kill, but his greed might do him over in the end. Here we go. Here comes the
Chen
creep
going
here
in with the
from
Sentai.
Chen.
Nyx
Oh,
goes
nice
in.
stun there. Nice slow
Darkseer
as well.
believes he can get
Can
that
get
kill.
Nyx.
Nice with the raise at the
Nyx
last
does live,
second.
though.
Very well done.
Nyx does live. Wonderful job there by the Chen player, using his creep to stun up Darkseer. But Nyx almost went down. That was really close.
Yeah, I do want to note that he raged at the very last second, preventing the Ion Shell from taking him down. Good play by Lifestealer, waiting until the very end to pop.
Oh no,
that
Mirana
raise.
here at bottom. She does leap out. Oh, there's that
And
Shadow
the
Raise
Shadow.
again. Wonderful job there by Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, just barely clipping potting up. I'm not sure if she had enough mana to leap or not, but she just did not have the time.
She actually used her leap, and she was facing the trees a little bit too much, and she didn't get the full effect of her leap, unfortunately. But Pugna definitely leveling that ward. That ward is just so good against caster classes. It's just ridiculous.
Well, especially Rasta too. Now Pugna can really push that tower if he wants to. Well,
And we are seeing a possible smoke gank here in mid. Maybe Shadow King. I don't think so. Sand King might be trying to get that stun up on Pugna. He will be able to do it if he's plays his cards right. Here we go. Here comes the engagement. Nice shackle by Rasta. Wonderful job there by Sand King and Rasta, using both of those stuns to just completely lock down Doo-Doo-Doo's Pugna. Very, very nice job. Ancient Apparition throwing down the Ice Vortex just as an extra precautionary measure. Wonderful job there by Team QuestionMark.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Pugna saw that coming or not, but by the time that
there's no way
shackle went off, yeah, he was just dead. Oh, we start seeing an engagement here at top. There's the Gale from Venno and Darkseer, who believes he could get that kill, but once he sees Venno, he
really wants that Ajax.
Yeah, doing a lot of damage though, keeping Nyx from really getting that farm that he needs. Well, Nyx doing a really good job, however.
Shadow Shaman was spotted by Chen's creep, though, so this might not be the best idea for Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman knows that he's in trouble. He drops his wards. A wonderful warding there by Shadow Shaman.
Able to get the
shackle. What a shackle. Wonderful job by Shadow Shaman there. Nice kill. Very, very nice job using the wards. And Venno kind of tripping himself up there. His ward, I think, blocked him a little bit, but Darkseer might be getting caught a little bit out of position there. But Chen is not able to chase him down, and Darkseer does pull away. Nyx almost dying to Darkseer as well. So, but Shadow Shaman using those wards to really trap Venomancer, and Venomancer putting down that ward there that I think it actually blocked him a little bit more than he expected. So wonderful play there by Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, indeed. And again, running in there alone was more of a bait really than taking a risk, because he saw Chen coming up behind him, so he knew that he would be outright, as well as with Chen's ult. So what he really did is he just made Nyx and I'm sorry, he made Nyx and Veno think that they could take him down, but 2 seconds later, the backup was just too much. Here we go, Chen trying to take down Darkseer, just barely not doing enough damage. Nyx trying to get that ult off to do that last bit, just not enough. Darkseer barely getting that surge away as Chen has to pull back.
Yeah, it's, that surge from Darkseer is just so useful. It's one of my favorite abilities to have, especially like someone on a Pudge or someone that is really good at chasing down heroes in his using his rot. So we are seeing a possible setup here in mid. Venomancer, does he have his ult yet? No, he does not have his ult yet, but Venomancer's just kind of scouting. Venomancer doing his job of just kind of being that scout there. And Sand King, stunning, Shackle, Hex. Is Pugna going to go down? Pugna goes down to a right-click. Wonderful job, but Sand King might be taken out. No, he's going to be able to live with that Sandstorm ability. Wonderful stun there by Sand King. What a job, but Chen takes out Sand King. What a wonderful stun by Sand King, though. He did a wonderful job of cleaning up the rest of that kill, and Shadow Fiend now does own a Blink Dagger.
Shadow Fiend picking up that 8-minute Blink Dagger. I'm sure he's happy about that.
If Mirana's not careful, Shadow Fiend will be able to take him out with a Shadow Raise, but Mirana wisely uses one of her potions. Mirana not getting a lot of farm, unfortunately. She's just not able to keep up with Shadow Fiend. Since Shadow Fiend has such a powerful farm move, that Raise, he just does. Look how much damage he does to her. With that's just one Raise.
Shadow Fiend with really 48 creep kills, 24 denies.
Yeah.
Mirana with 7-6. She's sitting at level 5. Shadow Fiend at level 7. So yeah, this lane has gone quite in the Radiance's direction.
That was close. Yeah, Mirana's just not having a good day.
Getting that Chen ult just to keep her alive, but like you said, Shadow Fiend just doing so much damage right now, and along with that blink, her leap may not be able to save her the next time.
Oh no, Venomancer is going to get caught out of position here by Ancient Apparition, and Shadow Fiend, nice blink in there, using that Shadow Raise to the best of his abilities. Oh, there it goes. It's just, there's nothing Venomancer could have done. He was trying to scout, trying to give Mirana some jungle presence there, but he just got caught out of position. There's nothing he could do.
Radiance with a very smart ward there at bottom river, able to see Veno as he came through. Pugna putting some pressure on top, mid tower, and Dire, oh, there's the epicenter from Sand King as well as the Burrow Strike. Nyx goes down. There's a lot of pressure going on Dire right now. Venomancer taking a lot of damage. There's the Surge as well as the Ion Shell from Darkseer, takes down Veno. Chen is able to get away as Rasta lays down his wards and begins to put pressure on that top tower.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play there by Darkseer. Darkseer using that Surge and his Shell to really just kind of finish off Venomancer. And this will be a tower for the Radiant. This is the first tower of the game, yep. So that extra gold is going to go right to the Radiant. And if Mirana's not careful, she's going to be caught all by Ancient Apparition and Shadow Fiend. Mirana, oh, this is going to be messy. She's going to leap out of there, try and get out, but she gets caught by the creeps. Shadow Fiend blinking in. She is so gone. She is not going to survive that at all. Mirana, unfortunately, goes down to Shadow Fiend. And Shaman taking out another Pugna. QuestionMark is just laying the law down here by four-team QuestionMark. They're really trying to stick it to him.
Yeah, Team QuestionMark doing a great job here, keeping this lane control. And again, I want to note that Shadow Fiend did a good job there, waiting for Mirana to leap, and then again waiting for her to have that speed boost run off before he really went in and started dealing damage. He saved his blink so that she could not get away.
Yeah, you know, they're doing what they need to be because Team G.O.M.M has so many carries. They're really controlling the lanes, and they're making sure that their carries don't have a lot of farm. Shadow Shaman now just getting that Blink Dagger at 11 minutes. So they're doing a lot of ganking and just a lot of good battle control, and Tier 1 tower down for the Dire there. So 2 towers have gone down now. As I get the hiccups, I apologize.
We see an engagement top. Nyx is attacking Darkseer, putting a lot of damage down. However, Darkseer can surge at any point. He puts on that Ion Shell. There's Chen running in with the Ursa, trying to get that slow off, but is unable to. There's a Decrepify from Pugna, as well as the Nether Blast, and Nyx with his ult. There's the Vacuum from Darkseer, but it is not enough. Chen gets the kill with his Ursa, I believe. Sand King goes in with the Burrow Strike, as well as the Epicenter. The Shackle from Rasta secures the kill on Nyx. And the Dire Courier does go down. I'm not sure if they noticed that it was still going towards them. Senking still putting pressure on, however, does realize there are many there. Sandstorm plus the Burrow Strike, and Chen is TPing Venno out. Venno barely gets out in time, with Rasta taking a ton of damage from Pugna. Pugna does go, I'm sorry, Shadow Shaman does go down. Sand King also taking a lot of damage from Pugna, chasing him down. There's the Burrow Strike, but Chen is still behind him. Sand King taking damage still. There's another blast, just barely missing. The lifesteal also missing, just barely. Chen still auto-attacking Sand King. Sand King Burrow Strikes down the ledge, just barely getting away.
There he is, hobbling away on that one call like an old man in a crotch. I love that animation.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty good play there by Sand King, though, trying to escape and just using every little blast bit to really save him there. But Pugna, if he had gotten that lifesteal, I feel that Sand King would have gone down tenfold.
Yeah.
He was very lucky that he was just out of that range there.
Definitely. We take a look at the gold graph. Around the 4-minute mark, it was about even. However, the Radiance has taken a strong lead since then. They're about 5.2k gold up right now, or 5.4k, excuse me. And I'm sure they will continue to exercise that unless...
Oh no, Lifestealer getting caught out of position again. Oh, that combination of the slow and the Hex and just the Shadow Rages that Shadow Fiend can do is just so much damage to contend with. It's just unbelievable how much damage he has. And, one good arrow there by... Oh, Shadow Fiend just killed Piranha again. It's just so much damage.
Pardon, unable to react at all.
Shadow Fiend, they're proving us wrong. Shadow Fiend was a great pick.
Shadow Fiend doing his job. Unfortunately, these Nether Wards not able to be in position when Shadow Fiend casts his spells. He's getting these kills off really before Pugna can get in the fight. And here he goes, getting out of there.
I really feel that Pugna probably should have been facing Shadow Fiend, and Mirana should have been in mid versus Rasta. I feel that would have been a better laning for the Dire there.
Well, that's interesting to note. I can't actually disagree. That probably should have been done, really, because Mirana was getting just dominated by Shadow Fiend.
Well,
and the great thing about Pug...
She just doesn't have any items.
Yeah,
she has 3 branches, a Wrath Band, and some boots.
Her farm, she just got dominated in the farm. And with Pugna, the great thing about Pugna versus Shadow Fiend is if Shadow Fiend's going to go in on you, we'll just throw down a ward right in front of your face and start attacking him, because if he has to either kill the ward, or if he Shadow Rages, he's going to take that extra damage.
Oh, yeah. TP's in here in mid. They're really trying to defend that tower. Pugna really needs to place the wards in a better position. In the forest probably isn't the best place for the tower. It needs to be a little bit more kind of forward because of Shadow Fiend's
engagement by Rasta. There's the Hex, as well as the Burrow Strike from Sand King, and the Shackle as the Vacuum takes Nyx down. And Venomancer goes down as well. Oh, Nyx just barely getting into a creep before he goes down. I'm sorry. But Venomancer does go down. We see the ult from Darkseer just getting Mirana caught. Not doing much damage there, unfortunately.
Oh no,
and
Shadow Fiend. Oh, is he get anybody? Shadow Raise 1 and finally.
We do see the Vacuum from Darkseer as well as the slow from Nyx. Sand King just barely surviving with that Sandstorm, trying to get out of there. But Chen is going to chase him with the Test of Faith, and an auto attack will bring him down.
Nice job there by Chen. But Shadow Fiend using his ult, I feel that blink probably wasn't
Shadow
the
Fiend
best.
blinking in once again, trying to get Chen down with the Frostbite. Or, sorry, not the Frostbite, but the Ice Vortex. Shadow Fiend is able to get Chen down, and he buys back.
His damage output is just ridiculous. I mean, he's already back up to almost his max souls already. He just so much damage. It's just unbelievable how much damage he does. And he Ancient Apparition actually just tries to do a snipe for the Dire there, and he almost kills Nyax. Actually, that was a close one there.
Oh, a max range stun on Ancient Apparition here from Mirana. However, Dire unable to do anything about it. Unfortunately, it was just too far away and out of position. However, great arrow by Mirana getting that at least a 4 to 5 second stun.
And I feel that I think G.O.M.L knows they need to stick together as a team because they can win team fights pretty easily. They have a lot of just really good abilities that really take heroes down quickly. You know, we have Mirana's arrow, we have her Starfall, we have Pugna's really good AoE and his ward, his lifesteal, Chen using a lot of his good creep abilities and also his Hand of God abilities almost up as well. And Nyax just is able to really rip through a lot of the heroes that the Radiant has. So I feel that they really need to do maybe a smoke gank or just something more team fight oriented rather than just rely on getting farm in lanes, because Shadow Fiend just is out farming almost their entire team. Pugna getting caught out of position here in top. If Pugna's not careful, Pugna needs to throw down a ward. I still don't see any ward here from Pugna, and this is going to be just missing. Arrow also just missing. What a blink by Shadow Fiend, but Shadow Fiend goes down there by Chen, and Chen sending Pugna back into the Dire Fountain.
Luckily, Pugna was able to win that engagement with backup. However, you are right. With that ward, Shadow Fiend would have died when he casted those Shadow Raises. Unfortunately, without the ward, Pugna did almost take the fall very quickly.
Yeah, and Pugna is trying to defend the tower as best as he can. Pugna not really using his ward as effectively as he really should. I'm kind of disappointed in how Pugna is being played. I think he's trying to focus too much on farm and not enough on making sure his team is backed up with that ward, because if that ward's placed anywhere where near Shadow Fiend's attacking, they're going to be able to win team fights so much better than they are now. And they do know that Sand King's here. They're going to try and go after him. Venomancer's seeing Sand King, but Sand King's going to teleport out, and there's nothing he's going to be able to do about it. That arrow just missing Sand King by about a half a second. So that would have been a great arrow by Mirana if it actually hit.
Taking a look at the carries, Shadow Fiend's got his Blink Dagger and he's got Ghost Scepter, so he's going for more of a versatility build rather than a straight-up damage build. Nyax with his Armlet and about 1,300 gold, so just farming along, normal speed, not too fast or anything.
You know, Mirana getting that magic wand for extra survivability, that'll really help, because a lot of the Radiant team just cast spells and that's all they do. So the charges will be up very, very quickly. I'd like to see a lot of them with. I'd like to see the heroes with some urns. That would, I think, really help as well, because there'd be so much charges everywhere.
Well, getting back to Pugna, I would assume that one of the main reasons for the pick was the Nether Ward. However, as you stated, it is not being used in the sense that one would assume. One would assume that he would be throwing it down every chance that he... Like now is a great time for that ward to go down, zapping off all those guys. But it is the first time that we do see it go down when the opposite team is actually casting a bunch of spells.
And unfortunately, the pipe was blown way too early. I didn't even see Darkseer got the pipe, but Darkseer does have that pipe. Mirana's arrow missing just barely, so close on that arrow. If that arrow would have landed, that would have been a definite good team engagement. But Shadow Fiend coming up from the rear here in the Dire River side. He might be looking for some extra kills, but he doesn't have a lot of mana to do much. He has a Blink Dagger still ready, and he does have his auto attack damage, which is very, very potent.
I wonder if Shadow Fiend is saving for an Eagle Horn, maybe? Maybe he's getting a Butterfly?
I don't know. It would be very interesting to see Shadow Fiend going like a super hard carry item. Smoke here, but the only person that gets it is Shadow Fiend, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it is that happens. I'm not sure if it's a bug or...
As
you see, he does have the
everyone does have
buff,
the smoke,
but
just
they don't look
screen,
like they're smoked. Yeah. It's so weird.
If they're not careful, they're going to be spotted here by these wards and the tower. But they're being patient and setting up a gank. I'd like to see them maybe go around just a little bit. Yeah, they are, and they do get spotted. Do they not get spotted by the creeps yet? No. Okay, yeah, they're still good. But here they come. Here comes the engagement. Here, Shadow Fiend leading the charge here. Ancient Apparition coming down. Sand King wisely waiting to try and get off an epicenter, and a wonderful hex and shackle there by Shadow Shaman. Here comes the ult by Shadow Fiend. Huge damage by Shadow Fiend. What a vacuum there by Darkseer. Sand King also goes down. Sand King, there goes Shadow Fiend again, just poning the living crap out of the entire team. He's just doing so much damage. It's the Dire team just cannot really comprehend anything that's going on right now.
Yeah, very good initiation by Rasta, giving Sand King those extra few seconds to epicenter, and then he has no blinks, so he epicentered and then walked in, I'm assuming. But like you said, that is just a ton of damage. That epicenter plus Rasta wards plus the Darkseer ult, and then of course Shadow Fiend. Very hard to handle from the Dire side.
Well,
you did not see an ult from Benno, unfortunately.
I think what really kind of did that team fight over is that you also you mentioned that there was no ult by Veno as well, and did Chen use his Hand of God during that engagement? Yeah,
He
I
did.
believe he did. So Nyax didn't use his ult though, and I don't believe Nyax was in that fight. Did you see him in that
Not
fight?
for very long. He was in at the very
Okay.
beginning. He got taken out very quickly. Here we're going to see Dire smoke up and attempt to gank maybe top river. They see Shadow Shaman kind of going through here. Although I don't believe that Shadow Shaman will be there for long.
No, he's gonna blink away and be like, "Peace, boys."
So they decide to switch directions. They are still smoked up. I know it looks like they're visible, but they are not. As Shadow Fiend gets the very smart TP out, Radiance has this nice ward here at top river, so they did see. Although I'm not sure. I'm really not sure if they saw them because of this bug.
Well, I think that Team G.O.M.L is just really trying to.
Here we go, Rasta getting
Rasta
cut
might
off
be.
position.
Oh, the
But
Ryan
just
Rasta.
barely gets that blink off. I do think that is a bug that the players can see, so I think that they should have gotten smoked up there, but the Radiants could still see them, and that's why they were able to. So that's an unfortunate bug.
I really hope G.O.M.L is not going for Roshan right now. That would be a horrible time to do it. Okay, they're not. They're really trying to see if they can get some ganks off, but they're just their farm is just not there. I mean, Mirana doesn't have anything. She doesn't have enough to carry the team, and she needs that.
Yeah,
Mirana needs farm, and Shadow Fiend just did such a
There's the
good
burst
job
back
getting
from
stunned there by
Sand
Sand King. Rasta using the Hex. Oh, there goes Mirana with Ancient Apparition. Oh,
Veno does
shit.
ult, however, only hitting. I mean, what level is
Rasta
Veno
and
right
Sand
now?
King.
Veno, unfortunately, only level 7 with a level 1 ult, not doing a ton of damage. It does a good amount of damage, but at level 1, unfortunately, it doesn't do a lot. Especially at 24 minutes.
And that stun by Sand King was just so opportune, and the slow by Ancient Apparition really just kind of sealed the deal. She wasn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Chen did try to pour her out, but unfortunately the thing that he poured out was her corpse.
Radiant's
So,
going for Roshan here.
Roshan.
But there is no ward from Dire, so they will be able to take this out relatively quickly unless they realize what's going on here.
I think
Dire
they
realizing
do.
what's going on, responding with the smoke. Trying to get
I don't think they'll get there in
ASAP.
time, though.
Unfortunately, Roshan is going to go down just before they get there. They didn't decide how to react.
Shadow Fiend got, that is not good.
There's
for
the
them.
arrow
What
from Potham.
a good arrow there by Mirana. Darkseer definitely going to go down,
There's
which
the
is really
Pugna ward.
good for the other, the Dire here, but Shadow Fiend popping off his ult as well as Ancient Apparition. Sand King as well getting a nice burrow, getting taken out. Venomancer, though, being saved. Oh, but Shadow Fiend gets a double and a triple kill, even though that Mirana does have her ult still going, and she knows that she's pretty screwed, and she's trying to get out of there, and nice shackle there by Rasta.
It is really unfortunate. As you saw, Pugna throwing down his ward, Shadow Fiend ran in there and died almost immediately, but because they had the Aegis, Shadow Fiend just came back up and decided, this is my fight. There's just no way that they can sustain the whole team fight at this point. If we look at the gold graph, the Radiance is up just about 16,000 gold. And that's quite a landslide when you have a Shadow Fiend on your team.
Oh my gosh, yes. And also grats to Team Zacharias who shut out Team Big Red 2-0. So Zacharias will be facing whoever wins this best of 3 here versus Team QuestionMark and Team Get Off My Lawn. So we will be getting into the grand finals shortly. If Team Get Off My Lawn can pull a miracle out of their respective butts, then they will be able to go on to another game. But if Team QuestionMark does seal the deal for this game, they will be facing Team Zacharias in the grand finals. So just kind of keep that in mind, guys. There is still a game here. I mean, it's not like they're really only being shut out by Shadow Fiend. That's only one hero that they really have to deal with. And Shadow Fiend does have Ether Blade, so that'll really give him a ton of just stats, and he's farming so much. It's kind of ridiculous how much he's farming. His items are insane, especially for a Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, that cold advantage. And unfortunately, as we did see again, unfortunately,
Chen getting caught in position. He's dead. Poor Chen. He's just.
Doesn't take
Shadow
much.
Fiend is just tearing people up.
Yeah.
But Shadow Fiend doesn't have the Aegis anymore, so if he dies for good unless he buys back.
Yeah, and again, we saw last fight that Pugna ward can take him down rather quickly. But
And
again, we
again
see
the
it
ward
go
not
up
being
early.
placed in the correct position there, unfortunately.
Just early, really. Unless they were going to initiate. Once they see the ward is down, they can just back off because they know it only lasts. Oh, we got an arrow on Rasta here. His team taking a little bit to respond here, but Dire realizing they're all there, so they're back off.
Well, you know, I think they're just kind of checking where their team is and seeing, because we do see 2 wards here by in this little rock formation here. So both teams kind of know where the other team's going to go, and it looks like QuestionMark is going to push this tower here and try and take it. And unfortunately, the Dire, I think it was a misclick on the Glypha Fortification. It's a full 5-minute cooldown now. They're not going to be able to stop it really at all. Marana trying to get heavily back into farm. She just now has her treads, and she still only has about 500 gold. So she's getting there slowly. Nyack still has nothing. He only has boots and his amulet. It's just the gold advantage of the other team is just kind of insane, and it makes you kind of scratch your head a little bit. But Shadow Shaman does have a BKB as well, and that'll really help. Here comes, there goes Venomancer. Man, that Shadow Race
The
is just
Ethereal
so
Blade
evil.
from Shadow Fiend just really sealing the deal there.
Yeah, he's just he just has so much damage. Pipe being popped out there by Darkseer trying to get some extra damage, and Rasta being caught out a little bit out of position here. Wall there by, and here comes the ult by. Oh my gosh, that ult just completely wrecked the team of the Dire. It did so much damage. Oh, that is just, wow. That was not a pretty thing to behold. that ult of Shadow Fiend went off, and the entire Dire team just fell over. And unfortunately, I think this is going to be game 4. Get off my lawn. They played a beautiful game. They did really well. Unfortunately, Shadow Fiend and I think their lane choices were just not there for them.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that contributed to this, but it is mostly at this point Shadow Fiend that is just, now that he has his Manta and just wrecking everything.
He has Mana Style now? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Pugna was able to get a good Nether Ward off there, but was not enough really to take down Shadow Fiend. He did end up with around 300 to 400 health, but being able to get that ult off with the Epicenter and his team, nobody dying, too much. I would not want to be in that position either.
No, Pugna does not have a pipe now, so that'll help a little bit. But it will only kind of prolong their death. You know, if I feel that if Pugna gets off a really good ward, they might be able to come back and push really solid. But Shadow Fiend just has so much fun. He has 2,000 some odd gold, and he already has a Manta Style and Ethereal Blade, a Blink Dagger, and Power Treads. That's just so much farm from him. And now he did just buy a Catalyst, and I believe he's going to turn that into probably a Deadless, maybe, unless he's just going to kind of go for a casual Crystalist, so you never know.
Yeah, it is very interesting to see that Potom getting shut down so hard, unable to do any damage, is very unfortunate for her team.
They really needed her to be farmed, and that lane choice that they did with Shadow Fiend was just so smart for Team QuestionMark. They knew that Shadow Fiend could just completely shut her down.
Well, I do want to note that as the game goes on, Pugna's ward gets weaker and weaker. That ward is the best. Arrow going out there hitting an image. That ward is the best in the mid and early game, but in the late game it gets weaker and weaker as people get more health.
Unfortunately. Oh, Shadow Fiend again.
Out there by Shadow Fiend in a matter of seconds.
Oh my gosh, here comes the ult from Shadow Fiend. Maybe
Lots of blinks and Epicenter, Darkseer ult, everything going out at once.
That was complete ownage there by Sand King. That was a great Epicenter there. And that is game,
actually,
everybody.
Epicenter was not used, but yeah.
Oh, it wasn't? I thought it was.
I thought it was as well. But yeah, we do
Uh-oh.
have the GG from Get Off My
Oh,
Lawn.
sick! Going in for the epicenter and trying to, but he doesn't. Chen getting the kill on there. That was
Do
pretty
have
funny.
some PMing going on, but Got Off My Lawn with the GG. So congrats to Team QuestionMark. They will